Ayan. Hello, everyone. Naririnig niyo ba ako? Let me know in the comments. Ayan. Good day to all of you. Ako nga pala si LJ. Okay, so and welcome to my very first YouTube live session. Ayan. So itong pinakauna kong YouTube live session. So bago lang ako dito sa YouTube. Okay? And let me know pala where you are watching from din. Okay, so saan ba kayo ngayon? Saan kayo nanonood ng video na to? So ako naman, I'm here in Davao City. Okay, so I work from home in Davao City and I've been working online for 9 years na. Ito actually yung current workstation ko. Pakita ko lang sa inyo para makita nyo talaga kung ano yung katotohanan, di ba? So parang ang layo tingnan if parang naka-live ka, di ba? Or maganda yung parang pag-setup. Pero ito talaga yung current setup ko ngayon. So pinicturean ko yan before ako nag-live ngayon. Okay. Ayan. So let me check muna kung sino na ang andito. Ayan, so we have Era. Hi, Era. Let me know kung saan ka ngayon. Hello, Tyler. Era is in Naga City din. Ayan, so say hi kayo sa comments and let me know where you are watching from din. Okay. So ngayon, we're gonna be talking about a very interesting topic naman kasi we're gonna talk about how to register as a self-employed freelancer in BIR. So under the 8% income tax rate yan. Okay? Right. But before we get started, so please subscribe to my new YouTube channel. Okay? So I hope na nakapag-subscribe na kayo. If hindi pa naman, baka later you can go to my YouTube channel and then click yung subscribe button. And you can also follow me on my Facebook page. We're also streaming live on my Facebook page. That's just LJ Jose. And we're also streaming live dun sa Facebook group namin, which is the Freelancers in the Philippines Facebook group. Okay? You can also share this video and give it a thumbs up din. Pwede nyo din i-like yung video na to. Alright. Okay, so let me see kung sino ba ang nandito na sa atin. We do have a couple of people na rin sa ating audience, diba? So hi, Tyler. Tyler is from Aklan. Alright. Happy New Year, Coach LJ. Happy New Year din to you. Watching from La Trinidad, Benguet. Ayan, sa mga nasa Facebook group natin, I apologize, hindi ko nakikita yung names ninyo here, of course, pero you can comment doon sa public live stream sa YouTube channel ko or sa Facebook page ko din. Okay. Alright, now before we start pala, gusto ko lang ng mga disclaimers. Okay, so since this is a very, very sensitive topic, this is a very particular topic naman, ang mangyayari kasi is that I'm going to kind of share yung naging experience ko. So, hindi ako newly registered. So, matagal na akong registered with BIR as a self-employed freelancer. And I will share that with you guys, diba? So, parang magiging storytelling siya ng konti. And I hope that you can tune in until sa pinaka-end kasi I would love to answer naman your questions. So, marami na masyadong nagtatanong sa akin and hindi ko na sila kaya sagutin. And this is the avenue right now for me to answer those questions. Marami din akong na-collect na mga questions from our friends, from our audiences din, nag-comment din sa mga posts ko and I've collated all of them and we will be answering those questions. I also want to thank my friends in Juan Tax. So they are a tax filing service. They are with us today in this live stream to help me answer yung mga questions nyo na that is out of my capacity na or out of my scope of interest or scope of knowledge. Okay? So, if you are ready, let me know if you are ready na mag-start na tayo. And just please pay attention muna, okay, for the details. Kasi talagang hihimay-himayin ko lahat ng details for you guys. Okay? So, yun nga, magdi-disclaimer muna ako para sure talaga, di ba? So, yung details na i-outline ko dito sa video na to are specific processes na finalo ko in Davao City. Alright? So, under the BIR RDO 132. So, yun yung parang branch or branch code. Dalawa kasi yung dito sa Davao. Right? And yung nagko-cover doon sa area of business or residence ko is that itong BIR RDO 132. Okay. And in a moment, I will share yung screen ko for the blog post na sinulat ko. And doon natin i-discuss din. Pero tatapusin ko lang tong disclaimers na to. So before starting the registration process, clarify first with your BIR Revenue District Office, yun yung RDO, covering your area of business or residence address. Okay? So kung kailangan nyo i-clarify kung ano ba yung exact process and requirements that they need. Bakit? Kasi in some BIR RDO offices, especially in Manila and Cebu, they have additional requirements such as a business permit and or occupational permit. Here in Davao City, hindi na yon kailangan to register as a self-employed freelancer, individual na professional. Okay? So on my end, hindi ko na kinailangan yon. In some areas, in some LGUs or local government units, BIR may also be following those LGU policies. Okay? And my experience and process followed may not be applicable and the same as your journey, but the summary, importance, and guide of the BIR registration concept is here. Okay, so this is really a fact kasi there are other people who have followed my blog post na din, mga friends ko and networks then who followed it from different parts of our country. And iba-iba talaga paminsan, may konting differences. Yung may konting differences pala yung process na yon. Kaya kailangan talaga siya i-clarify muna. Ayan. Okay. And when I followed this process pala, take note, when I followed this process, I was already working as a full-time freelancer and not connected anymore to any traditional or corporate employer in the Philippines. So wala na akong ties doon sa corporate job ko or company before this before ako nag-register as a freelancer sa BIR. Next is that yung information na i-share ko sa inyo, these are information na nakuha ko from official BIR employees na nakausap ko over the phone and in person. So, hindi ko din gusto kasi sayangin yung time ko na magpunta doon and then parang pabalik-balik and then hindi ko makuha yung right information. So, tinawagan ko muna sila. You can search naman for the contact information. Yun nga lang, baka landline siya or baka mobile number. Okay? So, kung landline lang, baka mahirapan kayo if wala kayong landline, pero kung may mobile number naman nakalagay doon, then try nyo pa rin. Okay? Ayan. And last na lang siguro na disclaimer ko here. So this process was followed in January 2019. Okay? 2019 pa to. Specific details may have changed since then. But from my recent interaction with one of the people who followed this process just a few days ago, okay pa naman. It's still applicable. Actually, nag-comment siya sa blog post ko. Papakita ko sa inyo later. And obviously naman na, or kung hindi pa man obvious, diba, sasabihin ko na I am not an accountant, I am not a bookkeeper, and I am not a lawyer. Okay? So if you have questions, concerns, or personal/confidential information to be shared that needs their expertise, please contact, one of them. Hindi ko naman alam lahat about taxes and BIR kasi even sila, hindi nila alam lahat. So paano pa ako, di ba? Okay. All right. So we are going to share na muna yung screen ko dito. Okay. Ayan, sandali lang. So, ang title kasi nitong blog post nito is, let me check. And nakalagay naman sa description ng video na to, whether you're on Facebook, whether you are on YouTube, nakalagay naman dun sa description yung link for this blog post din. Nilagay ko na siya in advance for you guys. Okay. Ayan. Alright, so bear with me lang kasi babasahin ko siya. Hindi naman super lahat talaga, pero magiging parang storytelling siya para maintindihan niyo kung ano yung nangyari, di ba? So ito yung blog post ko, The Simplest Method on How to Register as a Freelancer in BIR. Okay? So this is hopefully going to be updated for 2021. Pero again, as I mentioned, applicable pa rin siya hanggang ngayon kasi merong nag-follow nga na someone, na freelancer, na nag-follow nitong process na to. Okay. Okay. So, let's go back. Ano ba yung simplest method? And what is this 8% na sinasabi ko, 'di ba? So, in 2018 kasi, the Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion, the TRAIN law, took effect. Although a lot of changes were made, it still didn't change the fact that freelancers like myself are required to pay taxes. So, required talaga siya. Okay? And that's why I decided to finally register as a self-employed individual in the BIR. Okay? Ayan. So, also, nag-register din ako during that time kasi an international client was planning to fly me to countries where, we need to obtain visas. And I'd have a legal tax document to present for my visa application, di ba? So, there are advantages of getting registered naman, which we will go through that later then. Okay? So let's go to the requirements. So ito yung exact requirements. Okay, I hope na nakikita nyo yung sa screen. Let me know if clear siya sa screen. Okay, kung clear naman at nababasa, then we'll go ahead and proceed. So ito yung requirements. So ang goal nyo kasi is that dapat makuha nyo yung BIR Certificate of Registration. Alright, so that really proves na naka-register na kayo. So the requirements that you will need are the following. So you need a tax identification number, so a TIN, and then itong form 1905 for RDO change if applicable. So we'll talk about RDO change din later. Kung ano yan, kung kailangan mo ba talaga yung 1905 or hindi. Alright, so isa sa mga requirements then is cedula, and then barangay certificate, okay? Client contract or certificate of employment, birth certificate, form 1901, form 0605, and 500 pesos, that's the registration fee sa BIR, annual registration fee, and a journal notebook. Alright? Now, ito namang, nilagay ko lang dito sa taas yung requirements for the receipt, official receipt, kasi kailangan nyo rin yon if you will really be registered and operating legally, di ba? Yung magiging kailangan nyo, which later pa naman to, once natapos kayo sa registration, is your COR, so yun yung Certificate of Registration. You also need your barangay certificate, one government-issued valid ID. Okay, so yung ginamit ko there is I used my PIN ID. And then the form 0605. Okay, so form 0605, yan yung payment form. So, pag matagal na kayong naka-register, pag paulit-ulit na kayo nag-ano ng mga forms, malalaman nyo kung ano yung mga nickname ng mga forms na yan. Like form 0605, that's the payment form. And then yung payment receipt for your COR and money to be paid to order your official receipts. So it varies on your chosen printing press. So yung akin was 1,500 pesos for 12 booklets. Okay. So prerequisite muna. So before tayo sa talagang mahabang process, and take note, mahaba talaga siya, so you need patience. The registration prerequisites are dapat meron ka ng TIN or a tax identification number. So this is the number one requirement, di ba? So normally you get your TIN from your first company employer. They apply a TIN for you. In my case, I already had a TIN from my first call center company. Okay? If you don't have a TIN yet, the BIR has made it available online to get a TIN, and you can follow the instructions in this blog resource. So may link dito. Kindly double check na lang din if okay pa ba yung website ng BIR to get the TIN online. Alright? So I haven't really checked that out. Kasi hindi ko na kailangan, di ba? All right. And next is a change of revenue district office. So this may or may not be applicable to you. Okay? Pwede siya maging applicable to you or not. Okay? If you're a freelancer working from home, then you have to make sure that your TIN is in the correct RDO that covers your home address area. So RDO, Revenue District Office, or yung parang coverage ng BIR office doon sa city ninyo or sa area ninyo. Right? If your TIN is currently not in the correct RDO, then you have to request an RDO change in BIR. Alright? So, yan yung nangyari sa akin. Kasi nung nag-move back ako to Davao in 2016 and have not been employed in a traditional or corporate setting in Davao City, yung BIR RDO ko is still in Taguig. So, Taguig City in Metro Manila because that's where my last call center company was located. Right? So I had to change my RDO to the BIR Davao office because I currently live in Davao now and I want to register as a self-employed professional in Davao City. Okay? So there are two ways to do this based doon sa nakausap ko kasi ayoko muna pumunta dun sa office pag hindi talaga sure. So ito yung method number 1 is to go to the BIR Davao office, fill out a 1905 form, and request them to fax it to the BIR Taguig office for processing. So I believe ito pa rin yung process ngayon kasi nga it's pandemic time as of this recording or as of this video, 'di ba? So usually online na lang din through fax or email request 'yan. Yung method number 2, yun yung ginawa ko kasi parang I was flying to Manila naman din. So, yun, doon ko na lang din pinrocess. Alright, so question. What if I already live in the same area of my current RDO? Alright, so for example, di ba? So if I was still living in Taguig City, di ba? So kung doon pa rin ako nakatira after I left my call center job, and I became a full-time freelancer there, doon ako nakatira talaga, and I want to register as a self-employed professional in Taguig City, then there is no need to change my RDO anymore since it's the same area. Alright? Same area lang yung magko-cover. Then you have to just update your information na magiging self-employed ka na. You don't need to change your Revenue District Office. Unless if lumipat ka, if your home address is in Makati ba or in Cebu or somewhere else in the Philippines, then you have to update it. Kasi doon magpapasok yung reports, doon papasok yung filings mo and yung records. Alright, ito yung sample ng 1905 na form. Ito yung sample ng 1905 na form. Makikita niyo naman dyan, yung mga naka-green is that yun yung mga hinighlight ko na fill out ko na mga information naman. Ayan. And we also have yung birth certificate naman. So if you don't have an original copy of your birth certificate, then please go to the nearest Philippine Statistics Authority office and request for it, or pwede nyo rin yun i-order online. So meron akong nilink na other blog post on how to order it online there. Make sure that you have a photocopy of your birth certificate then. So, yung BIR, hindi naman nila kinuha yung original copy, yung original birth certificate ko. So, photocopy lang yung kinuha nila. Alright, so those are the prerequisite information or prerequisite na requirements nga. Now, let's go to the registration proper. So, each requirement is that in-explain ko dito, each requirement na nandun sa taas kanina or yung mga sinabi ko is that are outlined here one by one and in detail then. Okay? So, barangay certificate. So, you will need to get a barangay certificate. So, it is different from barangay clearance. Alright? Take note of that na it is different from a barangay clearance. Yung barangay certificate yung kailangan ninyo clearly stating that you are working as an online freelancer. Okay? So just go to the barangay office that covers your area of residence and explain to whoever's in charge that you need to get a barangay certificate to register as self-employed in BIR. All right? So bring a photocopy of your client contract or certificate of employment because the barangay secretary asked this from me. Okay? So good thing na dala ko din yon. All right? So question, what if I don't have a client contract or certificate of employment, diba? So if you already have a client, an online client, then you just ask it from your client. If it's international, most likely they know what it is and how to produce it and whatnot. So whether your client is from Upwork or other freelancing platforms or is a direct client, ask them to provide you a contract or COE or certificate of employment yon. Better if you can draft the contract or COE already and then just have your client sign para mas madali, di ba? Sabihin mo, oh, client, please, pakisign na lang to kasi kailangan ko to for tax purposes, di ba? So that would be easier on your client's end and they don't have to spend time doing it for you, di ba? Ikaw naman may kailangan, so di ba? Ikaw na din gumawa. Okay. So when I arrived at the barangay office, I proceeded to get a cedula first. So that was 50 pesos during that time. And then went to the barangay secretary to request for the barangay certificate. So, minention ko specifically dun sa secretary na I need the certificate to register as a self-employed professional in BIR. And I need the certificate na talagang nakasabi doon that I am working as an online freelancer. Okay? So, binigyan ko din siya ng specific instructions talaga kasi ayoko pumunta doon balik sa barangay in case hindi tatanggapin ng BIR yung templated barangay certificate nila. Meron kasi silang templates na, di ba? Pero yung akin is that specific yung kailangan ko na information. Okay? So, okay na produce na yung barangay certificate ko, 20 pesos for the certification, 50 pesos for the household garbage fee. Hindi ko talaga alam kung para saan yun. Basta, bayad lang para matapos na at makuha na rin. So, andito yung community tax certificate. Ayan yung sample ng employment agreement or yung contract with the client. Alright? So, yan yung contract ko with my Australian client at that time. Okay? And I also have ito yung barangay certificate. So, nakalagay certification siya. Okay? So, nakalagay na that Mr. Jose is a self-employed as online freelancer marketing and advertising. So, yun na yun. Yun na yung kailangan to comply with the BIR requirements. Alright. And of course, yung official receipt ng barangay sa mga binayaran ko. Okay, next. So after na nakuha ko 'yon from the barangay, 'di ba? So pumunta na ako dun sa BIR office. Okay, so dito na talaga magse-start yung pag-queue, pagpila, pag-figure out kung saan ba dapat ako pupunta and what not. Okay? So magtanong-tanong ka lang, meron silang officer of the day or officer in charge doon or kahit sa guard, 'di ba? So just be, resourceful, kapalan mo konti mukha mo kasi hindi pwede yung mahiyain talaga doon. So 1901, Form 1901 is application for registration and Form 0605 for payment. Yung application for registration kasi dito, if you were employed before, you have to change yung registration status mo to self-employed. And if wala ka namang record talaga na employed ka, then you will apply to register as self-employed. So ganun lang yung meaning nun. Alright? Okay? So, if kagaya kayo sa amin na dalawa yung RDO ninyo, RDO namin pala, double check nyo muna kung dun ba kayo sa tamang RDO. Okay? Most likely naman yung ibang lugar is that isa lang yung RDO nila. Pero just to make sure. Okay? So, yun nga. Ito yung sample ng 1901 form. And 3 copies each to. 3 copies of 1901 and 3 copies of 0605. So yung mga naka-green na naka-highlight is that ako yung nag-fill out niyan. And yung mga naka-red naman is that they were filled out by BIR. Okay? So this form may have already been updated. Pero, it's the same, a 1901 form, di ba? So make sure na i-fill out nyo lang yun properly. And then, in this form, dito ko rin specify na gusto ko mag-opt-in for the 8% income tax rate. So what is the 8% income tax rate ba? Pwede nyo rin to i-research later and nakasulat din siya sa blog post ko. But kaya ko tinawag yung blog post na to is that the simplest method is because wala na masyadong hassle when you choose the 8% income tax rate. Pag magfa-file ka at saka pag magko-compute ka ng taxes. Unlike yung unlike yung parang counterpart niya, which is the graduated income tax rate. So you have to file monthly nun and then you have to record your expenses pa and whatever. Dito sa 8%, magfa-file ka lang kasi quarterly, 'di ba? So save paper or saves you time as well. And mabilis na lang yung computation. So, kung ano yung in-earn mo, di ba? Kung ano yung salary na pumasok total in pesos, yun lang din yung kukomputan mo for the total and then compute for the 8%. So, di ba madali lang? I don't have to keep receipts. I don't have to keep records of expenses and all of that. Kasi when you opt in for the 8%, you are waiving that, di ba? You're waiving na hindi ka na magre-record ng expenses. Hindi mo siya hindi ka pwede magde-deduct from your filing ng mga expenses and all of that. So, kaya siya parang all-in. Parang all-in package na siya na simple lang. Kaya yun yung pinili ko. So it may depend on you kung ano yung gusto mo, 'di ba? And itong time na rin to, I think from the if I can recall it correctly, 'di ba? The 8% is available for self-employed professionals nga and sole proprietorship businesses din. But to a maximum of 3 million per year lang na income or earnings. Pag more than that na, magkakaroon na yun ng VAT or value-added tax. Okay? So you can double check, verify, and research naman yung information na sinasabi ko with an accountant, a bookkeeper, a lawyer, or in BIR talaga para makuha niyo yung full details. And you can also check naman din. Kasi ako, before ako nag-opt into the 8%, chinek ko din yung details para alam ko yung kung ano yung bang pinapasukan ko, 'di ba? Ayan. So ito yung form, 'di ba? And then ito yung form 0605 naman. So payment form tag 500 pesos lang siya. Again, yung green is yung naka-highlight na mga green is that ako yung nag-fill out niyan. And then yung red naman is that that was already filled out by BIR na. Okay, so 500 pesos lang yan siya. This is annually siya na i-renew mo. So for the first time, kung first time pa lang, 500 siya na registration fee. And then next year, kailangan mo i-renew din. And the deadline of that is January 31 of that same year, di ba? So yun, kailangan ma-renew siya, otherwise may penalty. So that's another 500 for the renewal. And then again, may deadline siya. Okay? So ayan na, so nag-fill out ako ng mga forms na yon, and then hinintay ko yung number ko na matawag, and then para ma-assess nung officer in charge. Kasi before kanya i-pass doon sa parang officer talaga who takes care of new business registrations. So yun yung parang nakalagay na nakapangalan sa window nung officer na yon, is that in-assess muna yon. So sabi ko, I work online as a freelancer, work from home, and blah, blah, blah. Sabi ko yung work ko that time was online marketing and advertising. Pero if you're general freelancer lang or general VA, you can just say na, online na admin work and all of that. And then sila na yung, chinek niya kasi sa computer ko ano yung parang code. Meron kasing specific code for the category of the profession or the business, 'di ba? So yun yung nilagay din niya doon. Yun yung nilagay niya doon sa form ko. Siya yung nag-fill out nung part na yon for that specific code, industry code or something. Ayan. Ayan, so fast forward na lang tayo konti dito. Okay, so nung nandun na ako sa binayaran ko, of course, yung registration fee doon na lang din. You can also pay it sa mga banks din, yung mga accredited banks. Pero kasi may cashier na doon, so doon ko na lang din binayaran. And nung nakapagbayad na ako, binalik yung document sa akin. So ito yung mga binalik na document. So isang 1901 form, isang 0605 form. So copy ko yon, payment receipt, and the taxpayer's verification slip. So ayan, ito yung mga samples lahat. Ito yung taxpayer's verification slip. So make sure na i-keep nyo yung copy nito. Baka kasi mawala yung TIN ninyo or hindi nyo ma-memorize, di ba? Or mawala yung TIN ID ninyo. So ito yung parang gagamitin nyo in support of that. Okay? So just keep it in your records din. Alright, so yung 1901 ko, yung 1901 na form ko, after nung pagbayad, na-receive na siya. So may na-stamp siya na received. And I was told to come back the next day. So yung susunod na araw lang to get my certificate of registration document. Okay, so ayun lang. Just make sure na you have all the requirements para mabilis lang siya. Actually, I would say na smooth na yung process ngayon. Versus my previous experience. Hindi ko na lang masyado i-detail. Maybe in another video na lang yon, di ba? Pero yun nga, around mga half day siguro ako doon sa office na yon, sa BIR. Okay? And then claiming my BIR certificate of registration. So ibang araw na to. Hindi na to siya the same day as nung nag-register ako. So claiming my BIR certificate of registration, ito yung BIR form 2303. Okay? Hindi ako bumalik the next day, bumalik ako the week after. All right? And ang dala ko noon that time was that may yung copy ng 1901 form ko and yung 0605 form, yung payment form. Nagdala din ako ng journal notebook. So itong journal notebook na to, binili ko lang to from National Bookstore. At that time, it was 28.75 pesos. So yung journal na yon, it is to be used as my book of accounts, which is required by the BIR as a self-employed professional. Okay? So wala akong idea kung isa lang ba or marami ba, may mga ledger pa ba, may mga whatever. Basta ang dinala ko lang is isang journal notebook lang. And I'll explain more on that later din. So ayun na, nag-queue, nag-line up and all of that. So binigay ko din yung 1901 and 0605 form ko dun sa officer na sinabihan ko na I'm going to claim my COR. So yung Certificate of Registration. So yun, okay na. Na-claim ko na, pinassign niya ko dun sa ledger niya na confirming na na-receive ko nga yung COR ko. And ito na siya. So outdated to kasi in-update ko yung COR ko. Pero ito yung itsura niya. Okay? So yung trade name ko at that time was just my personal name. Okay? So may option kasi nun. So siguro in this part of the video, I'll let you know na lang kasi alam ko naman na before pa kayo mag-BIR and all of that, you can register for a trade name. So a trade name is just like a business name sa DTI. Diba? You can do all of that online and then you just pay it online as well. So note that na when you register a business name, hindi pa kayo legal mag-operate nun. Diba? It's just a name reservation or a name registration. So kailangan may follow-through siya with BIR naman din para malagay dito yung trade name sa certificate of registration mo. So you have to do that before registering sa BIR. Okay? Kasi yun din yung mag-a-appear sa receipts eh. Yung trade name yung mag-a-appear sa receipts. Alright. So yan na yun. Yan yung sample. Pwede niyo naman tingnan din yan. So nung natapos na ako sa pagkuha ng COR ko, pumunta ako dun sa officer in charge na nakita ko nagsastamp siya ng journals. Marami siyang deck of journals doon sa desk niya. So I showed the officer my 1901 form and then my journal was stamped on the first page. So first page lang yung stamp niya and I signed on the officer's ledger to confirm that my journal was already stamped by the BIR. So tinanong ko din kung ilan ba yung kailangan ko, 'di ba? Ano ba yung kailangan ko na other books of accounts? Kailangan ba ng ledger, na kailangan ba ng expense journal or something like that? Basta ang sinabi lang sa akin, okay na daw yung journal kasi wala naman ako masyadong maraming transactions na i-enter or isusulat, 'di ba? Or i-record. Wala din akong expenses. Okay? So, I waived that opportunity to record expenses and to deduct them. 'Di ba? From my filing. So yan na yun. Yan na yung stinamp lang niya yung first page. Okay, until now hindi pa nauubos yung journal ko. All right. So mabilis lang 'yan. Ito naman yung sunod naman is the Taxpayers Seminar. So under the current government administration at the time of this BIR registration, attending the BIR seminar is voluntary and is not required based dun sa information na nakuha ko. That's what the BIR officer who conducted the seminar said. So ako, umattend pa rin ako ng seminar because I had a lot of questions to ask. And I'm sure marami din kayong questions. So yan, you can ask it naman sa comments natin and sasagutin ko later. Alright? Questions that were specific to me as a work-from-home online freelancer. And one of the things I focused on was calculating the tax dues, di ba? So to make things simpler, I opted in to the 8% income tax rate on gross sales or receipts. So yun yung actual na pangalan ng income tax rate ng 8%. So this simply means that whatever I earn from my clients, I only pay 8% income tax. There's no more percentage tax, no more deductions of operational expenses, and etc. And ayan, there's so many more information about the 8% income tax rate, and you can just check that out. I'm going to have another video actually about that. So, tune in for the schedule. Okay? And ano naman, ito, medyo sigurista kasi ako dito. Since the taxpayer seminar was voluntary, there wasn't any certificate of attendance to be given. So dati kasi nakikita ko sa mga friends ko na mga freelancers then who are also registered is that meron silang certificate of attendance na nag-attend sila nung taxpayer seminar. So dito sa amin, wala na daw, di na daw kailangan yon. Pero pinasign ko na lang yung nag-seminar dun sa 1901 form ko para as proof lang talaga siya na nag-attend ako ng seminar in case kailangan ko siya sa future. O, di ba? So, sigurista talaga. Ayan. So, ito yung picture ng nag-seminar. Ayan. So, yan yung nag-picture ako. Dun, umattend ako sa seminar. Dun ako sa harap talaga umupo kasi marami akong tanong. So, that was around 1 hour. Ayan. So, dito naman tayo ngayon sa printing of my official receipt booklets. Okay, so required yan. As an online freelancer who just registered as a self-employed individual in the BIR, I am required to issue an official receipt for my client earnings, meaning I will have to give receipts to my clients, whether local or international. Okay? Now, before I actually do this, I need to have an official receipt printed by a BIR accredited printing press facility. So, dapat BIR accredited yung printing press na yon. So, hindi sila nagpe-print ng receipts sa BIR office. All done in the in the accredited printing press. Okay. So, yung BIR RDO office ninyo, they should have a list of their accredited printing press facilities. And they are separate nga from BIR. Alright? So in my case naman, yung nangyari sa akin is that while I was asking for the accredited printing press list dun sa form section, so merong desk kasi dun for the forms, kung saan mo kunin yung forms, merong employee na nagsabi sa akin na one of the accredited printing press representatives was there. 'Di ba? So ang swerte naman nun kasi siguro nagpa-process din siya ng receipts or application or authority to print pala na application ng mga other clients nila. So parang timing siya and I was lucky din. So I really did not want to go through a fixer. So please do not, go through a fixer for that or tapos masa-scam lang kayo. Okay, so hindi ko yun ginawa. But the representative was legitimate as I asked naman for his ID. Okay? And yung pinicturean ko din and of course yung contact information din niya, yung calling card niya. So, binigay ko sa kanya yung documents ko, yung COR, Barangay Certificate, TIN IDs, 0605 form, and payment receipt. And finotocopy niya lahat yon. Okay, so nag-sign din ako sa relevant documents, including the authority to print form, and paid him 1,500. Okay, so legit naman, nag-issue siya ng receipt sa akin and said that it will take 2 weeks for my receipt booklet to be printed. Okay, so he also gave me instructions and directions to the location of the printing press where I will be claiming the receipt booklets after 2 weeks. Okay, so ito yung receipt for that job order for, availing of their receipt booklets na service. And ito yung calling card niya. Okay. So total ginastos 1,500 lang for 12 booklets. Yung pinaka-basic lang talaga na design. As in, very basic. Wala akong anything na iba pang information there. Kung ano lang yung required, yun lang yung nandun sa design. And then, claiming of the official receipt booklets. So, yung expectation was I'd get the receipt booklets 2 weeks from the date I ordered them. But in reality, okay, so naging expectation versus reality siya, it took almost 3 weeks because they still had to get the authority to print form and booklet number 1 stamped as received by the BIR. Okay? So I finally got my official receipt, all 12 booklets, after almost 3 weeks. Okay? So ito yung sample. Okay, that's the pinaka-first page. Very basic lang talaga siya. Okay? So this is a very specific example lang naman on how to issue an official receipt to an international client. Note that I have never given any of my receipts to my international clients. Nakasulat lang sila sa receipt booklet, pero I have never given it to any of them. Yeah. All you need are their name and tax identification number or whatever they call it. Some don't, 'di ba? Paminsan awkward magtanong, and even here sa atin, we don't even ask for TIN for other businesses to fill out yung mga, receipts, 'di ba? So, parang sometimes it's socially accepted or automatic na blank na lang siya or wala. But if meron, then go ahead. Okay? Yung address din nila, business style, amount, and payment description. Okay? So here's a sample. So official receipt, ito yung date, received from the name. So nilagay ko dito as an example, si Mr. Marky Zuckerberger. Alright. And then yung TIN, so sample lang din to, address at California, USA, business style of advertising, and the sum of how many pesos ba yung binayad sa'yo? Is it partial or full payment for monthly salary ba yan, weekly salary ba yan, or whatever. Okay? And then, yung signature nyo. Signature over printed name para sure lang. So again, that is just really a sample. Sample of an filled out official receipt. Okay. Be careful lang na yung start date on issuing receipts to clients will be the date your authority to print was approved. So it's located on your receipt, on your receipts. Okay? So here, nakalagay naman dito, naka-highlight, may arrow, tapos merong naka-box dito, di ba? Kung anong date yung authority to print ko na na-issue. Okay? Baka kasi, di ba may client na kayo, and then nagtatrabaho na kayo sa kanila or sa kanya, and then, hindi nyo pwede issuehan ng receipt yung mga previous na nabayad sa inyo if the date is before the authority to print date. Kasi magiging questionable na yon. So, kung pabayaan mo na yon, di ba? So, yung mga susunod na, yung mga payments ng clients, yung issuehan mo ng receipt. Okay? So, yun lang yung explanation nun. Kasi, maka-question yun if ever man, di ba? Ayan. So, yun lang yung explanation ko dito sa example na to. Alright? Nakalagay dito, you don't want that to happen, yung sinabi ko nga kanina, because you'll have extra visits to the BIR office than you normally should. Baka may penalty or something, or may case ka, may open case, di ba? Papatawag doon or whatever. Alright, so yun na yun. I'm finally a registered taxpayer and I have my official receipts. So there are still a few things to take care of though, 'di ba? So recording transactions in my journal notebook. Nilagay ko dito business income and expenses pero technically hindi na nga yung expenses. And then again guys, isa lang talaga yung books of accounts ko, journal lang, wala na akong iba. Okay? So may mga nagtatanong sa akin, alam mo ba paano mag-fill out nitong ledger? Alam mo ba tong parang other types of books of accounts na hindi ko pa narinig? Wala, hindi ko talaga alam yun. So please ask an accountant, lawyer, or a bookkeeper, di ba? Alright. For the 8% income tax option, ito naman sinabi ko kanina na I need to file quarterly and annual tax forms to avoid penalties. Ayan. Alright, so yun lang naman yun guys. Okay, so hopefully mabasa nyo itong blog post na to. Ito yung parang visual aid natin. Okay, ito yung visual aid natin for this video. And marami actually questions dito. So ito, let me show you na lang. Itong si Intal Melody. Hi Melody, if andito ka. So minessage niya ako before. And then yun nga, tinulungan ko siya with information that she needed. But again guys, please consult with a licensed accountant or a bookkeeper or a lawyer about any of your questions or concerns kasi it may be unique to my case. Okay? So sabi ni Melody dito, because of this blog, I was able to process my BIR easy and fast. Okay, so yun nga. Na-process nga din niya yan. And I think last year pa yan siya nag-i-inquire sa akin. Ito namang question ni Iris dito. Hi LJ, should I decide to go 100% freelancing? Can I register even if I don't have a client yet? I think yes, you can. Okay, you change lang yung status mo to self-employed sa BIR. Pero if we're going to follow yung process ko, 'di ba? In the barangay certificate part is that hiningian ako ng client contract or certificate of employment, 'di ba? So ikaw, if you want to produce that yourself by yourself, then you can go ahead. So clarify mo lang muna yung requirements para sure. Ayan, so matagal na dito guys. Pasensya, hindi ako nagre-reply sa mga comments dito. Okay, binibisita ko na lang siya once in a while pero hindi na ako nagre-reply sa comments here. Alright? Kasi medyo marami na sila. Okay, so this was 2 years ago na blog and marami na din akong na-receive na feedback naman na they were able to register successfully using the process outlined here. Clear nga yung details and yung steps naman. So ayan, so marami masyadong questions dito guys na you can reference naman. Yung iba sinagot ko kasi I think maaga pa yon na after na-publish tong blog post na to. Ayan. But let's go na and answer some of your questions na here. Okay? So, let me switch muna. Alright. So, we can go na to questions and answers, guys. So, Q&A na tayo. Alright? So, let me see kung ano yung mga questions ninyo if you have any. Alright? So, we have one of our users in the Facebook group to siya ng freelancers in the Philippines. Ayan. So, sorry, hindi talaga nagpapakita yung name and yung photo mo here, but that's all right. Okay, so ang question niya is that, hi LJ, what if my existing business ako, proprietorship, then mag-BIR pa din siya? Di kaya ito madoble if I will register here? Thank you. Okay, so my best advice is to contact an accountant or ask BIR directly. I have no idea about that. Alright, kung ano yung magiging case and kung ano yung magiging process as well. Kung mixed income ba or magkakaroon ka ng parang dalawang business entities or whatever. So clarify mo lang sa BIR or to an accountant, di ba? Para they can give you the best advice if how to consolidate it ba, how to process it, is it the same, is it different or whatever man. Ayan. Alright. So, kung wala kayo masyadong questions, let me go to dito sa mga questions nung iba na nagtanong din sa ating group, sa Freelancers in the Philippines Facebook group natin. Ayan, may mga katanungan kasi yung iba dito. I hope andito kayo, guys. Hindi ko na lang mapa-flash. So, ito, we have a question from Alda Veluz Estrada. So, hi, Alda. Ang question niya is that, can it be done purely online ba? Yung registration is what she means. Okay? So, on my end, di ko siya ginawa online kasi there was no way, there was no facility of BIR to do that unless you are going to outsource it to an accounting firm or a tax filing firm or any firm or business that offers that service, diba? Na sila yung mag-a-apply on your behalf with just your, special authorization, special power of attorney or whatever. So please verify that information muna. Okay? But on my case, no, it was not purely online. All right? The BIR does not have a process or facility or website or whatever man to do the registration online. You really have to go to the office or you would have a representative to go to the office to do that. Okay? And yung question number 2 naman ni Alda is that, is there a certain level of income amount and also consistency of cash flow before a freelancer should register in BIR? For me, wala naman. Just go ahead and register. I think I forgot to mention na there is a 250,000 pesos per year na exemption. Okay? So let's say you're earning less than 250,000 per year. That's your estimate. You don't have to pay any tax dues kasi nga exemption siya, but you still have to file, you still have to declare. Dapat makita doon na zero yung tax dues mo. Alright? So yun. So everyone can register naman. Everyone should register. Okay. Michael Celso. Hello, Michael. Ito, for of course, yung question na how step by step, I've already explained it. Kindly watch na lang the beginning of the video and the replay of this. Ayan. And then question number 2, paano ang books nito? Di ba need ng receipts bago ilagay sa books, and mostly invoices na bigay ng client ay online lang naman. Alright, so ayun, ikaw mag-ano ng receipts. So sulat mo doon. So, you have to produce muna, of course, your receipt booklets, diba? Which I also detailed naman kung paano ko din ginawa. And then, I just write the receipts for clients, but then I don't really, send it to them in the US, by in Australia, or whatever. I just email them a copy, or if ever they want one or need one, diba? Yun. Pero, for ano lang, for records purposes, andun lang, nakalagay nandun yung receipt nila sa booklet ko. And then, nakalagay lang din dun sa journal, yung record. Question number 3, kahit ba under 250,000 ka per year, need pa din mag-entry sa books with receipts? Yes. Yes. Kasi you have to record it din and you have to file it din. Pero yun nga, if you're under 250,000 per year, nung nag-file ka na ng annual, di ba, and add na and all of that, so magiging zero yung tax dues mo. But you still have to file it. Kasi paano malalaman ng BIR na less than 250K ka nga per year na earnings if wala silang record nun. So you have to create the record sa kanila. And benefits pag nakaregister ang business mo online as a freelancer. Ayun, so if you are going to use the document, the annual income tax return, which I've used a lot, if I'm going to be applying for credit cards, if I'm going to be applying for visas, if I'm going to be applying for loans, any talaga that needs the ITR. So yung income tax return, that's the 1701 or 1701A. Yun yung parang magiging document mo regarding your finances to prove financial capacity or financial capability doon sa applyan mo for whatever reason man yun na kailangan nila yung ITR mo. Okay? And we have a question from Marian. So, hi Marian. What are the advantages of registering under the 8% income tax rate? So, yan, nasagot ko na nga. There are other advantages naman din which you can, research about it. But mainly for me, it's really the security of it. And then yung parang I would already have the financial record with them sa BIR, and if ever I need to use that financial document, if I will need help in financing ba, whether it's a car loan or a home loan or maybe a pag-ibig loan, whether applying for credit cards as well, if I need it for business, and if I will also be traveling again in the future, if need ng visa document yon, di ba? So or nung embassy nga, so I will be able to provide that then. Ayun. What's the step-by-step process for changing from 3% quarterly to an 8% flat rate? What are the factors to consider before doing it? From yung pag-change kasi is that you have to opt in. So parang ina-assume ni BIR na tayo ay lahat nasa graduated income tax rate or sa percentage tax. Yun yung 3% thing. And pataas yun ng pataas. Depende dun sa na-earn mo na income, di ba? May mga exemptions din yun. So, for you to opt into the 8% income tax rate, you have to do that before the first quarter ends. Yung first quarter filing. So, nire-renew siya every year. I've renewed it twice. Twice na. Okay? So, yun. Inaano ko lang at the start of the year, yun yung ginagawa ko. Okay? So, may instructions naman dun sa BIR. You can even renew it online. Alright? For changing, I'm not just 100% sure if you can change it online through a tax filing service. I would contact BIR directly kasi yung akin, yung situation ko kasi before was that I was employed nga, di ba? Yun yung record ko sa BIR. So, nung mag-opt-in ako to 8% and to register na as a self-employed, basically, I was changing my status there from the graduated income tax rate to the 8% income tax rate. So, yun, pumunta pa rin ako sa office kasi nga, kailangan ko siya i-change and i-opt-in there. Alright? And, ayun, what are the advantages of registering? From Jello. Hi, Jello. So, yun, explain ko naman yung ibang advantages. You can check other types of advantages on registering as a self-employed freelancer in BIR. All right. So those are the questions lang actually na nakuha ko. If you have any other questions, guys, I can spend a few more minutes. YouTube live session pala. And then we're also live on my Facebook page and on the group then sa Freelancers in the Philippines is that I never did a video explaining kasi yung buong process, yung blog post na yun. I wrote the blog post and then I would also get invited to some guestings and then shows then to kind of like explain it. Pero hindi ko talaga in-explain in detail, step by step, isa-isa. Hindi ko kinwento kung ano yung nangyari. So this is the avenue for that na. Kaya ito yung parang naging avenue ko din to explain it all for you guys at para dito ko na lang din redirect yung mga tao na may mga tanong about it, 'di ba? So they can watch this video that details those steps. So feel free naman to comment or update me if any of those things na sinabi ko or diniscuss in this video na hindi na ba siya applicable, have there been changes or whatever, because I don't keep myself updated sa registration process kasi nga nagawa ko na siya. I just renew every year by, paying, 'di ba? Their annual registration fee. Okay? So don't worry, we do have other videos naman upcoming about, so say for example, yung mga registered na, kasi nga marami na din akong friends in the freelancing industry na registered na. How do they renew, 'di ba? So kailangan kasi i-renew. How do they renew their BIR registration from home? Okay, so online lang, pwede yon. Ginawa ko na yon this year. And then, how do they also file yung annual income tax return nila all from home lang? Di ka na pupunta doon sa BIR. Ginawa ko din yon this year. Tapos na ako doon. And then, yung isa ko pang blog post on how to file your quarterly income tax return from home din, di ba? So, hindi ka na talaga lalabas ng bahay. The only thing na kailangan mong gawin is to really register para magawa mo yung mga other filing stuff online through a tax filing service, di ba? So, an online tax filing service. All right, do you have any other questions, guys? Let me know naman if you have any other specific questions about it. Review ko lang dito if there are some other questions. Mukhang wala naman. Ayan, let me check. Okay. All right, so mukhang wala naman tayong mga questions dyan. Okay. So again, if you have other future questions naman, please make sure that you contact muna your BIR RDO, your an accountant friend, accountant that you know, or a bookkeeper or a lawyer if it's really personal or confidential information. It involves specific cases na. So I wouldn't be able to really help with those if hindi ko siya na-experience kasi I also don't want to give out wrong information and to misinform you guys. So kung ano lang yung alam ko, yun lang din yung sasabihin ko. To be fair naman din sa akin. Okay? And to be fair din sa inyo. Okay. So before pala tayo mag-end is that I also want to thank pala yung Juan Tax kasi they're also here in this live session natin so that they help me answer, yung mga questions if you guys have any questions more about it. So what is Juan Tax ba pala, 'di ba? So Juan Tax is an online tax filing service and you can go to their website at juan.tax, 'di ba? So madali lang yung website nila, juan.tax. And they are having a annual plus plan discount. Okay, so ano ba yung annual plus plan na yan? So let me go ahead and share yung screen ko here. Ayan. So I just want to thank them kasi sila yung ginamit ko na tax filing service ever since I started. Nung nag-register ako and I just file everything from home, I don't have to go to the office na talaga. So this is their website. Juan.tax. Ayan. And you can actually sign up for free here. This is pag tapos na kayo sa registration. Pwede naman kayo mag-sign up for free din even if hindi pa kayo tapos sa registration. But for you to be able to file successfully, di ba, they need kasi your COR and your details, di ba, your registration details. So you can click sign up for free there. Makakapag-sign up kayo here. And once you are signed up na, yung pag-file kasi ng forms, yun yung may fee or yung payment. But they have their Juan Tax Annual Plus Plan discount. Ayan. So, here naman, pag may account na kayo at nakagawa na kayo ng organization, 'di ba? So, it's really easy lang. So, you will just go to the menu and then i-click mo lang yung plus here. And then, you can click, dito na kayo na page maglaland nun. And you can just click Get One Tax Plus. Ayan. So yung offer nila for the One Tax Annual Plus Plan discount is 50% off for the entire year. Alright? So from the price na 7,200, magiging 3,600 na lang siya using this specific promo code. Okay? So here, mag-choose kayo ng billing plan. And then, click nyo yung annual plan na paid annually. And then, ilalagay nyo yung promo code here. Alright? So, pero, first, you have to really create your free account. So, signing up for the account is free. Alright? Pero kung magfa-file ka na, di ba, dito ka na magfa-file through them, you're going to use their service para sila na bahala doon mag-send ng documents mo to BIR. You don't have to go there. Usually, kasi when I go there, nagta-taxi ako and that's around more than the budget na gusto ko, 'di ba? And then back and forth pa. So here the convenience of doing it all from home and online din. All right? So ito kasi yung pagpili mo ng plan sa One Tax Plus plan. All right? So you enter the promo code kasi mag-upgrade yung account mo from a standard account to a One Tax Plus account. So you enter mo lang yung promo code dito. Alright, so yung promo code is WEBSE0115. Alright? WEBSE0115 yung promo code. And then, i-click mo lang yung apply. Right? Ayan. Tingnan natin kung mag-work to. Okay, so not sure why it's not working. Pero kasi, ginawa ko naman siya kanina. ZSE0115. Okay. I think I have to refresh siguro yung page. Ayan, refresh natin. Tingnan ko. And by the way, the promo code expires on January 31. So yun yung promo nila for the 50% off for the entire year is only until January 31. Okay? Ayan. Click organization. Ito yon. So this is a demo account ko, alright, for them. So this is not the actual account naman. This is a demo account lang para ma-demo natin kung paano nyo nga i-avail yung One Tax Plus if ever gusto niya na mag-avail nun. Okay? So marami siyang benefits kasi nga free unlimited tax filing, automated books of accounts, financial reports, BIR vouchers, and dedicated account manager. So yun. So hindi siya yung parang standard lang nila. So plus nga siya. Ayan. So yun. Tama naman yung promo code and makikita nyo naman na discounted na nga siya at 3,600 na lang. So ito kasi pag monthly siya 600 pesos per month. So times 12, that's 7,200 per year. Pero yun nga, with this 50% off promo code, it will be 3,600 pesos na lang. And again, until January 31 lang siya. Until January 31, 2021. Okay? So I suggest na you can register na, gather your requirements and documents, register sa BIR, and then you can register for One Tax, an account, and then you can upgrade to the One Tax Plus before January 31, 2021. So you can avail of the 50% off for the entire year. So very, very sulit na to, guys. Okay? So ganito lang. Click nyo yung subscribe pag okay na. And you can return naman to this video if you need help on how to upgrade yung account nyo nga with One Tax. Okay? All right. So that's it, guys. Okay. Do you have any other questions pa ba? I do still have a few minutes to spare for the questions. Aha. Ito pala, yung promo code niya expires on January 31st niya for the One Tax Annual Plan Plus. Okay. All right. Thank you very much pala for tuning in to my very first YouTube live session. Okay? So I hope na may natutunan naman din kayo and you would also be taking action. So I saw kasi some of my friends kanina na mga freelancers din na yung mga nagtanong din sa akin before na nakapag-register na nga din sila. So hindi ko lang sila ma-shout out lahat ngayon kasi medyo madami na rin sila. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. That ends our live session, everyone. Thank you sa lahat ng nakinig at nagtanong din. Hopefully, nasagot ko yung mga questions ninyo, yung applicable na questions na alam ko yung mga sagot. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Facebook, share this video, and like this video na din.